Alright, so welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is a little bit of a different day with a different truck because we literally have a fleet of trucks in this driveway. But this is going to be the official build review of the 1999 Ford F-250 7.3 diesel ZF6 manual trans Shorty that we built this past year. Figured I'd finally make a video of a full rundown of what exactly is done to this thing. It's a very unique truck. Definitely don't see many of these, or if you do see them, maybe not configured the way that this one quite is, and so much more I want to do to it, but that's for later conversation. So I guess I don't even really know where to start. The short bed conversion, I might have a video on the channel that getting done. If not, I'll attempt to dig up some pictures of swapping this thing to a short bed. When I got it, it was I'll throw a picture of what it looked like when I got it. It was a single cab, short bed. Sorry, whoa. Single cab, long bed with no bed on it, 2-wheel drive. The truck came from Arizona. Very, very clean, no rust on it, but I figured it was a perfect opportunity to make it a shorty. So, with the conversion, I'll show you guys where that was cut.
Right where it looks really smooth right there is exactly where it was welded. We do a Z cut and then
To get the maximum amount of surface to weld, and then weld that back in. You could see the frame, I mean, you could literally eat off it. Pretty clean frame. Again, the truck's from Arizona, so that's where we cut it on both sides, right behind that cab mount. Right, if you were to look on it on the side of the truck, right there where that bed starts on the frame is where that was cut. That's what we did there with the short bed conversion. Let's move on with that. If we're gonna stay kind of on the chassis suspension part, basically in the rear,
you can see there is no kind of lift block or any kind of block there. Just that factory perch or mount that sits on top of the differential there, or the axle shaft. Believe we took 1 or 2 leaves out. We definitely took that overload leaf out, and dropped it. And when we dropped it,
still weren't really satisfied with how low the thing was sitting. It's still sitting kind of high in the back. So, got 2-inch drop. I think these are 2-inch drop shackles for the rear of the leaf. And then still wasn't satisfied with that. And we got these lowering brackets, leaf spring mount lowering brackets. Forgot what website, but if you look them up, I'm sure you could find them. See, there's 3 hole options. We could go down another one, but for now, pretty satisfied with where this thing's sitting at. So those are a pretty special piece. Don't see that a lot with these. So yeah, not just little drop shackles in this, full drop brackets for the leaf spring, which is pretty cool. Again, if we're gonna stay on suspension,
this rear, the whole entire rear differential is out of a 2008 6.4. It's got 410 gears in it, and it is a posi rear. So that's kind of unique. It's got an 08 rear end in it with 410s. Bilstein shocks in the rear, just the typical yellow Bilsteins.
Now for the front suspension, literally have done nothing to it. It's pretty low for a 2-wheel drive. I'm sure they've got some sag in them for being old with a lot of miles on them. So that's why the front sits kind of low. It's not like dropped, you know, the thing's not the tires aren't touching the fenders, but it's lower than your typical 2-wheel drive. Pretty low compared to any other truck that we have. So yeah, all new rotors, calipers, pads all the way around. You know, typical, had to do that. Wheels are 20 by 12 hostile sprockets. I want to say the sprockets in chrome on the new Nitto 420Vs. 285 40s on 20s. Move around to the other side here. Obviously, right away in the back, you're gonna see this fuel cell. So we are running a fuel cell on it. I want to say it's like 20 gallons. Fuel cell. Custom fuel cell brackets here to mount the fuel cell in that we have welded in. See there. It was a pretty unique part of it. Definitely happy to get it. It's funny, we got the whole bracket and fuel cell off of a 6.0 shorty I bought that I ended up scrapping. I parted it out and scrapped it. But that's where I got this whole fuel cell system and mounting bracket off of, so I can't even tell you where that was purchased. I believe this was custom fabbed. I forgot his name. Somewhere out of Massachusetts it was custom fabbed. So this obviously runs straight to your factory fuel line. That was pretty cool. So, I mean, that just gives it that mean look from the rear. Got that fuel cell right below there. So, did that. This is where we fill it. You might call it redneck or whatever. The thing's not finished. I would ideally want to make a little door out of that. So you just flip that open. You don't see this hole all the time, but you just pop the cap off. That's how you fill it up currently. eBay taillights, LED taillights, you really can't beat them for the price. Same with third brake light. You honestly can't beat that. So when it comes to the bed, everything was done in a custom fabricated kind of way with this thing. So the bed was actually a long bed. I got it for $100 on. I found it on Craigslist, I think. The Craigslist days. This was like 2 years ago. Bought the bed. It was a long bed off an 08. The bed sides looked all right. Bed rails were shot. Ended up literally creating my own bed out of it. So cut the bed down. Forgot how many inches it is. I ended up looking it up on a forum. Cut that bed down. Turned it into a short bed. Took the old bed sides off. Ordered 2 new bed sides. Forgot off what website, but ordered 2 new bed sides for it. And pretty much used my own bed. So what's original off the old bed is this whole section, like, you know, the bed liner and the whole interior part. The floor is original, but the bed rails and bed side are brand new. Not running the tailgate on it. Don't plan on running the tailgate on it. One thing I love about this truck is it did come with that one-piece factory glass window. So yeah, now I'm gonna try to show you how clean the underside of it is. So to give you guys perspective, there is literally not a single thing of rust on it. This thing's cleaner than my 2012. It's pretty insane, and I will never drive it in the winter, ever. So yeah, just to prove to you guys, there is not a speck of rust on this thing. Good luck finding any rust on it. It's not gonna happen. Straight from Arizona, this truck came from, and it has yet to drive in a winter. So if you're gonna say, oh, I saw rust, this is just because it hasn't been finished. There's some weld spots that are not painted over, and that's why you see low surface rust. That'll come right off. So don't worry about that. I guess we could start to move on to the front here. We got a Cal hood. Not quite sure what brand that is. Again, that came off the 6.0 shorty that I ended up scrapping, but Cal hood on it. 05 front grille. That is, it's a conversion for 99, so the bottom is slightly trimmed off so you can fit it on a 99. Gotta put the American flag Ford emblem on it. I think those are just cool, neat little details. Did do the 05 headlight conversion on it, so you gotta trim everything out, get the adapters you need, put LED bulbs in it and all, so got that over with. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be interested in this. It is running a fender dump. I've seen too many hood stacks on the internet. I've seen too many normal stacks. I've seen too many come out of wherever. I've not seen too many of these fender dumps. So got this in here. If you want to see how it's routed, I'll just show you that. I'll leave it up to you to figure out how to make it, but It does route on top of the frame, not underneath the frame. No, we're not running a fender liner. This truck will never get driven in any sort of weather. It's literally a toy. Maybe one day it'll go down the track. I don't want to say too much about that because then I know everyone will start doing it. But pretty unique fender dump. Comes right outside there. Next up, I guess I could move on to the engine, and then I guess we'll go through the interior. So stay tuned. Okay, so before I even start explaining everything about the engine, there's a full build series on this engine build on this YouTube channel. So if you go down through my videos, you'll be able to find it. But I guess I'll give you guys a quick rundown to give you guys any refreshers, or if you're new to the channel, just starting to see this build. So got a KC, I believe it's 38R, or it's a stage 2 turbo on it. Can't remember the exact name. I did everything in this truck 2 years ago. And it's kind of, I've been in and out doing stuff on it, but it's hard to remember everything. If I went back and looked, I'd be able to tell you exactly what that is. Just can't remember off the top of my head. So went with 3-inch plenums down there. They're not the little early 99 plenums. For injectors, fuel, we're running 205 100 injectors. We're not doing anything insane with this truck yet. I'd like to get a T4 kit, massive 300 injectors, 400 injectors. I want to go as big as you possibly go with this. Make as much power as I possibly can. That's the next plan with it. So, but for now, it's making plenty of power for a little 2-wheel drive truck, short bed. This thing flies, just how it is with turbo injectors. Got the intercooler pipes, turbo housing, all powder coated. Got the spider powder coated, valve covers powder coated. Illusion cherry, that's what that color is. I just sprayed the whole block. It's like a hot red. I forgot exactly what red that is. With engine paint. It's got a boost fluor on it. You're gonna need that. It's from irate diesel. It's running jelibuilt tunes. It's all I run on all my trucks. Best tunes you can get for a 7.3 with a hydro chip. But I went through and did a lot to this engine. I can't even remember. Brand new fuel lines. Whew. New glow plugs. New alternator, manifold gaskets, new back pressure tube, new dipstick tube. All the little stupid 7.3 stuff that you need to replace has been replaced. New oil pan gasket, new up pipes. I did it all on this. Yes, it's a custom air filter because why not? But there's always more I could do to it. And I bet you I'm forgetting. It's got a new water pump on it. I bet I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff that has been done to this. But performance, what you need to know is KC turbo, 205 100 injectors, jelibuilt tunes. It's the rundown. It's got a South Bend clutch on it, rated for about, I think it's 475 or 500 horsepower. So South Bend clutch, new slave cylinder on it. Actually, no, we did not do the slave cylinder on this, but it does have a South Bend clutch, flywheel, all that. Moroso oil pan gasket. You can probably see the little blue down there. It's the Moroso oil pan gasket. So done a lot to this thing. I probably keep going on and on about what's been done. Definitely want to get the billet or steel reservoir, get the stupid plastic thing. That thing's pretty ugly. Get that out of there. So much more I can do. This build is nowhere near over, but that's the main rundown of the engine. Like I say, again, the full build is on YouTube, so give that a watch. All right, so moving on to the interior. Believe it or not, I did do stuff to this. It probably doesn't look crazy, but it's not how it came. It came as, it's a base model XL. It came with a bench seat, and it came with all the gray interior panels. So this came out of a, I believe, 05. I think they're XLT seats, but they're black, which is I kind of like. These are Harley Davidson side pieces, interior pieces. That's why they're black. So put those on both sides. This also came out of a Harley. That's why that's black. So put this black interior piece on. This all came out of a Harley Davidson. That's why that's black. That interior piece is black. So I kind of did that conversion. It already had the vinyl black work truck floor, which I actually kind of like those. It's clean. They stay clean. You don't need to worry about staining them. Did make these. Well, they only work with the key on, but these are powered. I did wire them in. The If I were to do anything next with the interior, it would definitely be power windows on it, which I will be doing, and full sound system, full head unit. That's got to get done pretty soon. It's definitely next up, but that's what I've got done to the interior for now. A lot cleaner than how it used to be. Should definitely get a new shifter ball or something for that, because that low doesn't look the best. It's funny. This thing came out of a four-wheel drive. Believe me, there's no four-wheel drive functions to this. There's one drive shaft on it. Speaking of drive shaft, the drive shaft was shortened by us.
You can see how small that thing is. That's the piece that was shortened right there. That's the factory drive shaft to the carrier bearing, and then we shortened that piece. What you could do with the 4 drive shafts is the end yoke. There's actually a weld on it. You can grind down that weld, that yoke will pop right out. You cut the drive shaft and pop the yoke back in and re-weld it. That's probably a lot of words to say, but give you guys a basic rundown. I wanted to film this whole build.
Didn't quite end up happening. Just don't have the time sometimes, unfortunately. Did forget to mention, in case you're wondering why the middle section's white, front's back, and the rear is black. Basically, so all the black pieces came off the 6.0 Shorty that I used to have. And that's the same truck that had the fender dump. So to not have to cut my own fender or anything, I just took the fender off that. That already had the pre-cut hole in that chrome piece there. Put that on. The hood off it was black and it was cowl, so I wanted to put that on this one. And why put a white fender on it when I could just make it match and put a black one there? Obviously the doors are white and the cab's white because the truck was originally white. And the bed sides are black because that's how they come from when you order them. So the bed hasn't been painted or anything yet. Actually thinking about wrapping this, but just wanted to explain that first. Alright, so got it right in. Give you guys a little sound clip about the fender dump. Jelibuilt tunes on here. That was just on one. I believe this is the lope for it. I know it sounds like crap, so I'll get it out the lope, but put it back to one. So next up, we'll probably do your drive-by clips. You can understand how quick it is. So stay tuned. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the drive-by clips. You'll definitely be seeing more of this truck. There's a lot more to come with it. Plan on a wrap and some interior things, sound system, maybe a whole new engine build someday with even more power, but hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of it. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really does help when you like it, more people see it. So you could, please do that. Subscribe for more 7.3 content. We've got an excursion build going on, 6.7 build going on, this black truck build. So a bunch of different builds, so all 7.3 content, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.